Hello, here is Andreas Marschall, and I'm talking to you about my artwork for Warfect, Spectre of Devastation. This artwork talks about the plague, the Black Death, and it was a pleasure for me to do it because I'm very interested in history and the subjects, dark subjects. I even read a book about the Black Death, inspired by my work with Warfect. This was the very first pencil sketch I did, and well, it changed a lot. This is my instruments. I work with airbrush and with very thin pencils, very fine pencils. For me, details are very important because I like the texture of things like the stones, the cobblestone streets, the furry rats, the atmosphere in the background in this medieval city. Even when it's a fantasy or horror subject, I want to give it a very real impression. Talking about influences by other artists, this one had a huge impact on me when I was young. It's a book about the studio, an art studio founded by Jeff Jones, Michael Kaluta, Barry Windsor-Smith and Bernie Wrightson. And these images and comic books and visions absolutely influenced me when I was young, and I was so fascinated by the world, fantasy and horror, fairy tales these guys created. Bernie Wrightson did a lot of horror stuff. He was popular for his horror comic stuff, like the Swamp Thing and others. And Barry Windsor-Smith, he did a lot of Conan illustrations. I literally learned drawing, watching their works and studying how they worked. I love this book. It's still a very big inspiration for me. Here's another one, you can say teacher for me, Roger Dean, a record from the 70s by Yes, Tales from Topographic Oceans. And Roger Dean was an extremely popular cover artist in the 70s. Well, and these are my main influences, a part of horror films from the 60s and 70s, really wild, imaginative, surreal, gothic stuff. I think in the artwork for Warfect you can see clearly my love for gothic genre cinema. The choice of colors, the three-dimensionality, the foggy atmosphere. It's almost like a film scene from an Italian horror film from the 60s. Okay, everybody, this was a small insight in my work, and I think it shows that I had a lot of fun doing the artwork for this great record, Warfect, Spectre of Devastation. And well, talk to you later, maybe when there is another artwork. Bye bye.